Two common terms on Solana are instructions and transactions, and here's the fastest way to understand the difference between the two. An instruction is a single call to a program. It's essentially a function call, and it specifies operations to process on-chain. And a transaction is a bundle of one or more instructions that is signed and then it's sent to the network. So essentially, it's a request to actually process those instructions. The execution logic for instructions are stored on programs that are deployed to the Solana network, where each program defines its own set of instructions. Now, let's walk through a basic example of a user transferring SOL. So we have a sender and a receiver to be able to transfer SOL. So here's our sender wallet account. And then we're going to have a receiver wallet account. Yeah. Now, all accounts have the same account type, which we walk through in one of the other videos in this series of Solana core concepts, which is referring specifically to the Solana account model. But quick level overview, what the account type is, it's going to have our data, which in this case for a wallet will be none. It's going to have if it's an executable, which in this case will be false. And then it's going to have the LAN ports, which is the amount of SOL that the account has. And this is the specific field that we're going to be looking at when we're going to be transferring SOL. It's also going to have the owner, and for a wallet, that's going to be the system program. So the owner is the account that has the permission to be able to change the SOL balance in the account, will decrement the SOL balance in the account, and also change the data in the account. So for wallets, it will be the system program. And this is going to be the same account type for the receiver. Okay. So now what's going to happen is the sender is going to execute a transaction. And within that transaction is going to be an instruction that is going to transfer SOL. So we have our transaction. And transactions can bundle multiple instructions, but in this case, we're just transferring SOL, so we're going to just have one instruction. Now, this sender wallet account, is going to create the transaction, sign it, and send it. And then what's going to happen, once this transaction is sent to the network, what it's really doing is it's sending the transaction to a validator. And the validator is then going to simulate and execute the transaction. And that is going to be, in this case, the single instruction that is going to be transferring SOL from one wallet to another. Now, one thing to note is that all transactions are atomic, meaning that if one instruction fails, all of the instructions are reverted and the entire transaction fails. So here, for our specific use case of a sender sending SOL to a receiver wallet, we have this one instruction. So the validator simulates and executes it, and what happens is it's going to invoke the system program for this use case specifically. And what the system program is then going to do is it's going to update these two accounts according to the instruction. So how is it going to update it? Well, the system program, since the owner of both of these accounts is the system program, it has the authority to be able to decrement LAN ports from this account, which is going to be taking those LAN ports, and we're going to increment LAN ports on this account. And that is going to finalize the transaction, where this sender now loses their SOL, they're giving it to the receiver account, and this receiver now has the new SOL in their account. So this is just a high-level overview of how a transaction works. You have the transaction is signed and sent to the network. All the instructions that are bundled within the transaction are then executed. If any of the instructions fail, then the entire transaction fails, and then the logic that takes place within the instruction is then going to actually be executed on chain. So that was just a single instruction, but one example of bundling multiple instructions could be a transaction with swapping a token. Let's say the program is going to have you create a transaction to swap tokens, and that transaction might approve the tokens, call the swap program, return leftover funds, and it's all going to be bundled as separate instructions within one transaction. In summary, just to recap everything that we've learned in this video, instructions process the logic that you want to see happen on chain, and transactions execute it. Transactions have one or more instructions that are bundled into one singular transaction, and they are atomic. So if one instruction fails, the entire transaction is reverted. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and I'll link the videos for the rest of the Solana development core concepts. Thanks.